guys, I'm Hannah with Hannah's Murals, and today I'm going to be answering the question that I think I get asked the most, which is, how do I get more mural jobs? I'm a little nervous this morning. I'm not sure why. I think I drank too much coffee, but this is going to be fun. So people ask me a lot of questions, and I want to answer a lot of them about like how to paint murals, you know, different tricks with like the paint and paintbrushes and just how-tos and stuff. But I realize that like a lot of artists starting out, they can't use these tips if they don't have jobs. So I am not the best person at this, I will say. Hey guys, it's a few hours later, I'm at work, and I was watching this video and I was like, why did I have to put myself down and say that I wasn't good at it? Like, it's such a funny thing. And so I am good at outreach. I've been in business 20 years, I'm super successful. So I just wanted to say, I don't know why I did that. I think it's just an old habit that's hard to break, you know, the need to like put ourselves down. So I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want you guys to do that anymore. So I don't know why Hannah did that, but she's not going to do that anymore. So just wanted to say that. Thanks. This is not going to be about outreach. I am not the person to come to for outreach. I don't do cold calls. I don't do cold emails. Like, I just don't do that. I'm sure it works, and I'm sure there's people that you can talk to about that will give you amazing advice, but I am not the person you're gonna get that from. I'm gonna teach you all the funky ways that I find clients that are not the traditional methods. So I made a list this morning, and I wanna share some of them with you. So these are 10 ways that I have found help me get clients just around town, talking to people. I'm very social, so it makes it a little bit easier. I'm sure some of you are not so social, but let me start with that. So, all right, the number one way, not really number one, but the first way is my van. I think that you should use your car to market your business. I have a Ford Transit Connect, and that thing is like crazy colorful, and it's kind of wild. I'm actually gonna show you guys a short video of it because I want you need to see this, okay? So here it is. Okay, can we just take a moment to behold the beauty that is this van? How ridiculous is this? Come on. The bumper, I had to get a whole new bumper because my son ran into it with a golf cart years ago. So we got it from a junkyard, and then I splatter painted it. I'm not showing you the whole thing because it's got my license plate on it, but whatever. Look at these hubcaps, splatter painted, amazing. And a fun vinyl, right? So what happens is people stop me at stoplights and give me thumbs up and see my name and post about it. Every time I show up for work, people post it to their Instagram and they're like, Hannah's Murals is here, we're so pumped. So yeah, I just had to show you this beauty. Okay, so you see what I'm talking about, right? Like, that is a crazy thing. It's not, but it gets a lot of attention. So people stop me and they want to talk about my van. People see me around town and they talk about it. So your car is a billboard for your business. You're driving around your town, people see it, they have questions, they wonder. I mean, but the car I had before this was like a red truck. And even just like the color was kind of wild, and I put a vinyl on it, so people were excited. Little kids would be excited when I showed up, and it was just fun. So I mean, and you don't have to spend a bunch of money. Like what you see from my van was probably $200 or $300, like not much, because I bought like cheap plastic hubcaps and splatter painted them. I, you know, bought a freaking bumper from the junkyard. But your car is often the first thing people see when you drive up, and then it's exciting. And so I would say, do something to your car, whatever it is like your style. Mine, of course, is crazy and colorful, so that's what works for me. But just do something that makes it different. I mean, I've even thought like, geez, I could paint my whole car. Like, I don't care, I'm gonna drive that thing until it dies anyway. So I think it's fun just to start with that. So that's kind of a fun way that I market my business. Another way is Yelp. A lot of artists don't think of Yelp. I've been on Yelp forever, but I find, especially because I work in a lot of people's homes and I'm up in their space, and they need to trust me, and Yelp is a place where you get a lot of reviews, and especially for smaller jobs, I find that Yelp helps a lot. And I'm sure it helps with SEO. I don't know a lot about it because I don't do that part of my business, but I find that Yelp is really good. I don't even pay for it. You can pay for it. I've also heard people talk about LinkedIn. I am on there. I don't use that a lot. If you're going more for the, corporate business end, then that is a great place to be too. But honestly, don't overlook Yelp as like a free option for getting your name out there. So that's number 2. Kind of a common one that of course everyone's gonna tell you is to paint murals for your friends and family. And not just friends and family, but like I painted murals at my kid's school. I mean, you could paint it at your church or a gym you go to, just like anywhere where you can offer it for like a really good price. Start out cheap. Like this does not need to be like a money-making endeavor yet. Like if you need to get paint on the wall and you need to get more photos and you just want people to see your work, like do it in public places and take great photos of it, and I think it's okay to do it for like the cost of paint, just to get experience. And like I'm not a person who like sells to my friends and family, but like when I was starting out, it was a great way to show different styles that I was into. I talked to my friends about it and they would get excited about doing a new thing. And so I would do it on their wall and take photos. I think with the photos, try to get photos that have people in them. I think people in general, just like when there's people in the photos, it's more fun. I think you get more engagement. And it's not just a wall, like a static wall. So yeah, definitely friends and family, and just give them an amazing discount because they love you. And they love to like pump you up and they'll talk to their friends about it. So that's a good one. Show all of your work. So I know a lot of people want it to be like, oh, my Instagram needs to be like all exactly some kind of vibe. And I can't step outside of that. It needs to be very cohesive. And I guess that's the thing. I don't do it. And I think that you sometimes can box yourself in when you do that. When you feel like, oh, I don't show a bunch of my work because it's not exactly what I want to be doing. Like I was just talking to a friend lately who does a bunch of like surfwear and all these different things and beers. And he was like, oh, I do all kinds of like social media campaigns for books and different things, but they're not really, they don't fit, with my Instagram. And I was like, I didn't even know you did that. So because he doesn't post about it. Right? And so I'm like, well, how's anyone going to find you? What if it is a book that has your vibe, that is, right in line with everything that you're doing? They're not even going to know that you do this kind of stuff. So put everything out there because you never know what people will be drawn to. And so you don't want it to be a crazy mess, but like at least post something, even just on your story. Put it out there that you do all these different things, even if maybe you're not the most proud of them. Like sometimes it's not the thing you're most proud of that gets you the most attention. And so it's good, I think, because even if you get hired, like you're still making art for a living. Like isn't that the dream, that you get to make art for a living? So maybe even if it's not the art of your dreams yet, at least you're getting paid to make art and you're getting experience, you're getting hours in. So don't feel like you have to wait for dream jobs because those aren't the first ones that are gonna come. And honestly, you're not ready for them yet either. In the beginning, like you're not ready for the big dream jobs. So like get in all those small jobs first and maybe in ways that aren't perfect for you, but they build your skill set. So that's my thing, just go for everything. I like to say yes to everything. Not as much anymore, but I think I learned a lot by just always leaning in and going for it and just trying stuff that I didn't really know how to do or I didn't really want to do, but it worked out. Wear your crazy paint clothes everywhere. Like I used to like try to change before I went out for stuff, or like when I was doing networking events, like if I ended up at something, I would be like, oh, I need to look nice in like business attire. And I realized like this jumpsuit gets me so much attention. I have my little Hanna's Murals hats, but honestly, just being covered in paint, like people love it and it gives you something to talk about. So like if you go after work, like if you're going to a bar, don't change, go in your jumpsuit. People will chit chat with you and be like, what the hell do you do? And like, you just look interesting. You have a story to tell and you meet people out and about that are interested in what you're doing and that you're creating art for a living. So I think like paint attire, don't hide it. I think the blue collar aspect of it and the interest of it, like it is a selling point. So yeah, go to the cocktail party in your in your like paint attire. Be covered in paint. Like people love it. And honestly, for those of you that are introverts, it will make it so much easier to talk to people because you have something to talk about. To a total stranger, they're like, oh, what did you paint today? Like it just gives you a starting point where you're not like, hi, my name is Hanna, like I own a mural company. You get all nervous, like, we all do. But yeah, I don't hide it. Go for it. be messy, look like this. People love it. Okay. I do a lot of outdoor work, and I think that's the best place to say yes when you're starting to try like window painting. Like, have you ever done window painting? You can do it like pretty cheap. It's really fast. Like Christmas window painting, holidays, that kind of stuff. Like I'll do a video about how to do that painting. But the cool thing about window painting is you're outside and you're on the street. And so people stop and like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, what do you do? Like, oh my gosh, could you do this for my business? Like being outside, you will of course talk to a lot of randos, which you may get tired of. But also you'll get a lot of business opportunities. Like I used to paint windows all the time. I don't do it anymore. I paint like my electrical boxes in my front yard because it's fun and funny. And I still meet people in my neighborhood, you know, like just being outside. Like one time I was painting a sign at a local brewery, and it was kind of like not the most interesting job, but I said yes to it because I was like, man, it's good to, you know, push myself. And I was painting it, and this guy stopped and was like, oh, I own this building next door. It's 6 stories tall. Could you do a mural for me? And I got like the biggest job of my career at that point because I was painting a little sign for a business. So being in the street, being outside, those jobs, even if maybe you don't make as much, you get a lot more exposure and you get the chance to like talk to people in the neighborhood, and you get to sign it and it's on the street, you know? So it may not be a big exterior mural, but it's on a window, thousands of people will see it, go for it. And on that note, what I do when I'm outside, I have 2 different ones. These are, instead of a business card now, what I do is I make these brochures. And they are, so it's 8.5 by 11, but it opens up. So you hand someone a business card and they throw it away or whatever, you know. But this is something, they're not that expensive, and honestly you could make your own even if you did it half this size and folded it. But it gives you a chance to like show them your gallery. Take a few nice photos and put your best photos on there. So when people walk by, and if they're actually interested in a mural, I'm like, oh, here, look at this. And this has, you know, 20 photos of my work in it. And they can take a look at it, and they feel kind of fancy when you give it to them. They're like, can I keep this? And you're like, yeah, go for it. So this, I think, is very worth it, because when you're handing out information, yeah, maybe somebody will look at your Instagram. Honestly, older people are like, I don't have Instagram, whatever, you know? And they're the ones with the most money anyways. So this is just, I found another muralist friend recommended this, and I love doing this. So even if you just print a few at your local print shop, like this is a great way to really connect with people and show off a little bit to people that really like matter. Like I don't give this to everybody because it's kind of a waste of money, but when anyone's like, oh, I have a shop or I have this, you know, and they're really interested, you hand this to them, maybe it costs you, you know, 10, 20 cents. And yeah, you've like made a real connection with someone and they hold on to it. So that's a big thing. This is my old one. For some reason, my old one has fancier paper. But this one like lays out all the different types of work I do. Yeah, so highly recommend. What else? So one thing I really think you should do is express who you are as an artist. Like be the freaky you that you are. You know, we all think that we don't shine, but like honestly you could follow around your like most boring friend for a day and they're gonna be interesting, right? Like you are interesting, and you're an artist, you create for a living, so you're very interesting. So for many years, like I tried to hide away who I was in my business because I wanted to seem like I'm a corporation or I'm like a, you know, we at Hannah's Murals. And then I realized like I am Hannah's Murals, like clearly in the title, but I think I was trying to be too big. I was trying to, you know, push it more and seem like I was bigger, and really like I am my best selling point. So now like when I do a proposal, I put a little about me thing that's just very personal. It's about what I do. It's about me not buying anything in 2025. It's about me traveling around the world. It's about me roller skating. It's about all the different things that like make me me and make me connect with you. And so when people contact me now and say like, oh, we'd love to work with you, and if it's a Little League, I'm like, oh, I did this with the Little League, or, you know, like different stories. I tell people, like I did a collaboration with Uniqlo a while ago, and when they first reached out, I was like, oh my God, when I was traveling in Japan years ago, like they lost our luggage, and like Japan Airways or Singapore Air or something like gave us these jackets, and they were Uniqlo, and I remember them, and it was like a very kind of weirdly personal story. I was like, should I be sharing this? But in the end, they were like, oh my God, we love how you connected with the brand and you knew about it. And it was true. But at first I was questioning whether I should share something so personal that had nothing to do with my business. But that's what sold me to them. You know, like that's what made it more personal. So like, don't avoid you. Don't try to keep things super businessy. Like you should be professional, but also share who you are and your life and your experiences. And that's like how you connect with people. So I think that that's like really important, is like show yourself on your social media. I tried for the longest time to just be like, here's a mural I painted, here's a mural I painted. I don't want to be out there. It's not about me, but it is about you. As an artist, like it's personal and you work with people, and so you need to express like who you are. People will be drawn to that. Like if you're hella punk rock, like punk rock people will love that. Like if you're super straight laced and you like, you know, certain things, people will like that. Like people will be drawn to your energy. Like I'm colorful and loud and I like joy, and I, you know, so people are drawn to that. People that want dark, moody stuff are usually not gonna go for me. So it helps people know like what your style is and who you are and want to work with you. So I think that's really important. And another thing is like try not to listen too much to like professional artists that are telling you need to charge like $1 zillion a square foot. I don't charge by the square foot. I charge per project, by my time. And I've had a lot of newer artists come to me and be like, I'm not getting jobs. And so I'll talk to them, I'll look over like what they've done, and they're trying to charge, you know, $1,000 for window painting. And I'm like, I couldn't charge $1,000 for, I mean, I guess I could, but like I wouldn't. So you can't, not every square foot is the same. So if you're trying to charge, you know, $50, $60 a square foot, even sometimes $30 a square foot, sometimes you're just not gonna get the job because it doesn't work with the budget. Or maybe it wouldn't even take you that long. So maybe, you know, I try not to think of it that way, because like if I walk away at the end of the day and I've made $1,500, like I'm gonna be happy. Even if it was $10 a square foot, I'm still gonna be happy because I made great money, and you know what, and they win, it's a great deal for them. So I just think like, don't let people tell you what you need to charge, because you're new and you need to gain the talents first before you can charge a ton of money. And so I try to tell people like, you know you're charging the right amount when at the end of the day you finish up, you pack your stuff up, and you go home and you're like, that was a good amount of money, I feel good about today. That's when you know it's right, okay? And everyone's gonna have different. Some people are gonna wanna make $100 a day, some people are gonna wanna make $1,000 a day, right? Like you just, it's up to you. And so don't let people judge you, and don't try to like hit these industry standards, because maybe you're not there yet. And it's fine to give discounts. It's fine to do what feels right for you. And like, it's important for you to get experience when you're new. And the way you're gonna get experience is by offering discounts and doing the jobs that feel right for you. So just don't try to be here when you're not there yet. You know, like it's, like I would never have gotten all this crazy experience I have if I had been trying to charge, you know, huge amounts. Like I started out, I remember there was a moment when my wife was like, do you think you could make $250 a week? And I was like, that's great. Like, no, I can't, you know? And that is crazy, right? Now, I mean, God, I probably make $250 an hour now, but at that point I wasn't there. But now, like, I offer so much value. I get things done so much faster. Like, I'm worth that. But back then, I wasn't yet. And so just give yourself some room. Be, you know, like, don't push yourself so hard, and don't let other people push you, because it's not fair, and you just need to like go at your own pace, and you need to learn. And you'll get there someday if you just keep working at it, if you just keep taking jobs and going for it, but maybe not yet. So I think I did everything. That may have been 10, I'm not sure. I think I wrote down 10. But yeah, I mean, there's a million different ways to get jobs, and but for me, like, it took me a long time, and it took me a lot of like working with people, and a lot of time like learning who I am as a business person. And so I think you really need to look at like how you want to express yourself, and to not judge yourself. If you can make money by making art, then you're winning. And so it doesn't always have to be like perfect, but I feel like so lucky that I get to do this for a living. So any way that you can get experience, more hours painting, more hours drawing, more hours designing is great. And yeah, and sometimes like little tiny jobs, like I've done jobs in people's homes where like it ends up that they are, you know, head of the hospital all of a sudden, and they're like, oh my God, you want to do stuff at the hospital? You know, and then you're like, what? I didn't even know, right? So sometimes those little jobs that you take that maybe aren't your favorite thing to do end up like blooming and becoming something later on. It's a domino effect. So, and you just need to, you know, be fair, be honest, like be a good person, show up on time, like no matter what the job is, like be professional. And treat your clients with respect because they deserve it, you know? They deserve, you shouldn't be trying to get as much money out of them as you can. You should treat them as like a fellow human and be good to them, because when people see that, they refer you and they don't forget about you, right? So like I often give people discounts. Like I'll quote a job and, oh, it's gonna be $5,000 and it only takes me, you know, 2 or 3 days. And I'm like, oh, I'll give you a discount. And I still make great money. And I gave them a discount and they're surprised and pumped. And then forever in the future, they'll be like, oh my God, trust this girl. Like hire this girl, she's amazing, you know, she's super trustworthy. Like that, I think that does a lot for you as a business person. So yeah, all right guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this awkward video where I'm like jacked up on too much coffee. This is a mural I'm just finishing up today in a coffee shop. And yeah, I want to keep making these videos, so subscribe, comment, like, do all the things that people do on YouTube. And I'm going to keep creating like free info for you guys and try to give you as much advice as I can. If you want to like tell me in the comments like what you want to see videos on, I've got 8 zillion ideas. So yeah, just keep them coming and I'll try to give you guys the advice that you're looking for, because I want all of us to succeed as artists, because it's good for us, it's good for the community, it's good for the world if we make more art. So thanks a lot guys. Have a great day.